Let's start unboxing the RIX Tour T20 night vision rifle scope. On the left side, we see some of the main features of the scope listed. Just the serial number and UPC info on the right, and blank on the bottom. Let's open her up. The first thing we're greeted with is the scope, wrapped up in plastic and sandwiched in protective foam. Nice. Next, we've got an eye cup and what looks to be a cleaning cloth. Very nice. Up next, we have the front scope mount. It has a little pick rail at the 9, 12, and 3 o'clock positions. Here we have the powerful 5-watt 940 nanometer infrared illuminator that can range up to 300 yards. Next up, we have a mount for the illuminator that can be mounted to the scope ring or to any rail on your rifle. I assume that our next box will contain the rear scope mount. And I'm right. This one is just a standard ring mount with no rails. Okay, nice. Here we have a charger for the 18650 battery for the illuminator. Looks like a USB Type-C connection. And finally, we have a USB-A to USB-C cable. This can be used to both charge your scope and battery, along with data transfer to your PC. Speaking of charging, the Tour's built-in battery pack will get you up to 14 hours of battery life, which is plenty for a full night of hunting. Now with all of that out of the way, let's get a closer look at the scope. First impressions are that it feels solid and hefty. Not too heavy, but with enough weight to make you feel that it's well built. At the front, you could see some of the lens specs. At the top, you've got your power and a couple of function buttons. To the right, you have a cap that loosens to give you access to your SD card slot that can support up to 256 gigabytes of storage, along with the USB-C port. And to the left, you have a dial and button to navigate you through your menus. It has audible clicks and is somewhat tactile. Looking at it overall, I like the lines and design of the optic. Definitely looks high quality and robust. Everything seems sealed with gaskets quite nicely, which is where you get your IP68 water and dust resistance rating. Looks like the entire front is a focal adjustment ring with some texturing on there, which is a nice touch. Definitely impressed so far. Now let's see what this thing looks like when it's mounted and in action. I mounted the scope utilizing the provided ring mounts, which are ultra high to ensure compatibility with whatever rifle you mount to. It just so happens to be that the ultra high, or roughly 1.5 inch height rings are perfect for my Mark 14. If you require a lower set of rings, you can use any standard 30mm ring mounts that you desire. I opted to mount the Illuminator on my chassis to ensure it's as far forward as I can get it. This leaves the rails on the front scope ring available to mount an offset red dot or other accessories. The nice thing about the scope being digital is that eye relief is not a concern, and you can mount the scope at any distance you're comfortable with. When turning the scope on, the first thing you'll notice is how fast it boots up. In 3 seconds, you're greeted in the daytime mode and can easily switch to nighttime by clicking the mode button above. You can access the menu by clicking the button on the left side turret and can navigate through the settings using the dial. The dial will also allow you to utilize the variable zoom from 3.5 to 14 times magnification. In night vision mode, this thing truly captures a lot of detail. I was able to take these images and a short clip in a room that was 25 yards away. Here you can see the near pitch black conditions in that same room. The on-screen settings allow you to adjust brightness, contrast, reticle styles and colors, picture-in-picture to pinpoint your target, resolution adjustment, Wi-Fi functions, and a slew of other general settings. The controls are intuitive and easy to manipulate. You can easily take pictures or videos using the camera button on the top turret, or you can opt for the auto video record feature that uses recoil to start recording. Speaking of recoil, the Tourer is rated at 1500 G of impact resistance, which should be more than enough for the majority of large caliber rifles. You're able to zero the Tourer quite simply using the on-screen menu and left side dial to adjust your X and Y axis. The reticle options are plentiful, including a set of crosshairs with bullet drop and winded chassis. Overall, I'm very impressed with the features and quality of the Tourer. It should be an excellent option for hunters that want night vision compatibility without thermal pricing. If you'd like to pick up the Tourer, I'll drop a link in the description below. Please remember to like and share this video. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and hit that notification bell to be reminded of the next. Until next time, stay safe, and may God bless the Republic.